All right, everyone, welcome to Behind the Business, where we bring you real stories from CEOs and business owners on what building something real actually looks like, the decisions, the pressure, and what they would do differently. Today's guest is Gabe. Gabe is a fourth generation manufacturer. His company, Factur, helps MFG suppliers thrive by taking on the grunt work of prospecting for new customers for them. This person has built something real, and I'm genuinely excited to have this conversation. Gabe, welcome to the show. Really glad to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jake.
Yeah, so let us start from the beginning. Tell me a little bit more about your story. How'd you get into what you do, and what does Factor actually do?
Cool. Yeah, like you mentioned, I'm a fourth generation manufacturer. Great grandfather had a fab shop, and then my grandfather started a machine tool company, and then an ERP software company, which helps
Hmm.
manufacturers kind of organize their operations.
Yep.
My dad and grandfather started a machine shop while I was in college, and then after college, I came and joined them. We worked together for a few years. I bought the business from them. Was able to grow it a decent amount, but I had too many eggs in one basket in one industry in terms of my revenue, and
Hmm.
that revenue, well, 72% of that revenue went away in like a month, and
Hmm.
so I ended up having to close that machine shop. Went bankrupt. Had to sell the house
Oh,
just to
wow.
keep the lights on or keep food on the table and. Um, During that time, I started selling for other companies. Uh,
Hmm.
and there were really like, I think four friends of mine that had other kinds of shops similar to the one I had.
Yep.
And did that for a little bit and really got clear on the problem, which was a lot of these manufacturers don't have a hunting function in their business to go out and find new customers. So because of that, they get too dependent on one customer or one industry, or they have like flat or declining revenue, or they're just underutilizing their capacity, and that hurts their
Hmm.
profitability.
And that's a risk too. Yep.
Oh yeah, totally. Like
Hmm.
my story is a pretty common one. Like a lot of these shops, go through similar issues with risk and their revenue.
Hmm.
Um, so we got clear on that problem, and then we formed Factor. Factor is the middle of the word manufacturing, really to help with that
Oh, I
problem.
like that.
And so we started out just out of a desperation, trying to survive. We didn't really have a clear grand vision at that point. And then we scale it up. We got a little under 100 people now that all we do is try to help our clients go to market. So we do, if you think in terms of a sales funnel, we do two different sides of it. We do the inbound marketing and we do the outbound prospecting. So we do branding, we do all the marketing materials, we do lead generation, we do appointment setting, and we also do most of our businesses are full outsourced business development service where our people are representing our clients under their brand as their salespeople.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool.
In a
That's
nutshell, we hunt in the manufacturing space for customers.
got it. Okay. And so then did you take what you learned in sales when you're done? Because obviously you had the machine shop experience and everything, and that helped you. You got out of school. But did you take when you left the machine shop business or when all that happened and you went bankrupt and everything and you came back and you went to sales, did you take everything that you learned in sales, you just applied it to what you're doing, what you did or what you're doing at Factor?
Yeah. When I had my machine shop, I went through sales training. So a lot of that, we use
Okay.
today, and that's obviously helpful. I'm kind of a sponge when it comes to learning. I'm always trying to. I figure I know about 1% of what I could or should know. There's 99%
That's
out there that I
good.
can go find.
Hmm.
So we use that training. We model a lot of our processes and how we operate on manufacturing principles. I mean, manufacturers are the best operators in the world because like you physically have to move stuff around. Like you can't really
Yep.
be inefficient and make money. Um,
Hmm.
so we model our business after manufacturing operations management techniques.
Got it. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, so yeah, like I said before, we're gonna I don't want to just talk about business today. I want to get to know you as a person as well, because I think that's where the real story is and what's really bringing in all the value from Factor or like into Factor and everything that you've learned and accomplished. So let me ask you this. What actually grounds you? Like when things get hard and the answers are not obvious, what keeps you going?
I'd say first and foremost, my faith. My co-founder and I, Caleb, we started the business from day one, wanting to glorify God by following Jesus in the way that we do conduct business.
Hmm.
So our first core value as a business is kingdom, but is kingdom. So we exist to glorify God. And so
Love
our
that.
our employees don't have to believe what we believe. That I don't think
Yeah, of
that would
course,
be
of course.
fair. But the Bible describes love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and
Hmm.
self-control. Like those
Hmm.
are good values, not only biblically, but also like for corporate culture.
Yep.
Who wouldn't want to work towards those values? And so that's how we live
Hmm.
it out in our business, regardless of what you believe, is like we want to get better at those values. Um, so that's the main thing. I mean, I don't know how I would have handled it if I didn't have my faith going through that bankruptcy.
Oh
Um,
man, that's terrible too, especially when you just go through the lowest. You need something to like, keep you going.
yeah, 100%. I mean, it was like, Jesus's nickname is the Prince of Peace. And uh, I experienced a lot of peace during that time. I don't want to say, every day I was completely peaceful. But the overarching, uh, uh, feeling, at least the way I look back at it, was, a kind of a supernatural peace. Um, and also like that was really,
Hmm.
I mean, that was excruciating. I don't want to do that again, but I learned so much from that, and it like refined me so much. Like failure is an awesome teacher. Success is not a very good one. And so, though I don't want to do it again, the Bible says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, when you face trials of many kinds." Uh,
Hmm.
it's hard to do in the moment, but it's easier to do in hindsight when you reflect on the lessons that you were taught.
Wow. And you keep bringing up all these verses and everything. It's like, you remind me kind of like my dad because he was super into like he was just looking, he was a huge avid studier and stuff. How long, uh, how long have you been like, have you been like this your whole life, or was there a period of time that you changed and then you went towards this path?
In terms of my faith,
Yep.
it started with my parents, um,
Okay.
but that your parents' faith isn't going to save you, so to speak. Uh,
Hmm.
I'd say really like as I matured and became an adult, uh, my path and my experiences and my challenges became my own, and I think life is just funny that way. It's like uh, it's gonna it's gonna stretch you and test you, and you're going to have to fall back on something. And you
Hmm.
have to get clear on what you believe or what your value set is, regardless of your upbringing or your environment or your peers. Um, and so I think, over the course of my life, that's gone from like a family faith to an individual faith.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Is it like so when you have the faith that grounds you, is there anything else that you like that helps you get through the next, fate like your next month in life, or the problems that you're having today, or anything that you're doing consistently, like obviously like are you praying or like doing any type of meditation or anything like that?
Yeah, I pray a lot. Uh, I read my Bible daily. That's my source of truth, and that kind
Got
of
it. Okay.
kind of shakes me out of my head trash,
Yep.
or just situational stuff like a bad month financially, or whatever kind of stress you want to pick. Um, so yeah, those are daily disciplines that
Hmm.
are helpful. I don't meditate per se.
Hmm.
I, I'm not opposed to it. I guess I don't even really know what that is. I kind of just envision like, I'm not good at sitting still. I think that's
Hmm.
something I need to get better at. It's just like, um, the Bible says, "Be still and know that I am God." Like, I'm not good at that.
Hmm.
So I think
It's
I
a
need to
great
just
quote,
like
by the way. I love
I
that
need to
quote.
chill out. Yeah, yeah, it's great to quote. It's
Sometimes
hard
I
to
get
do.
over what?
It's great to quote. It's hard to do.
I know it's hard because we're always trying to, as entrepreneurs, we're always trying to solve the next problem and keep moving forward. So,
Yeah. And then I mean there's, uh I like to work with my hands. So and if I'm not working on the business, I'm usually like using a chainsaw or mowing the lawn or building something. That's pretty pacifying. You know,
that's something that grounds you too. Working
yeah.
on the next project and stuff, or at least something different rather than the same thing and then, maybe resetting. Who knows?
Yeah, in high school, the counselor said like you got to get a college degree, otherwise you're going to be a construction worker. And so I got a college degree, and now all I want to do is like swing a hammer.
It's the
Pretty
opposite. The
funny.
opposite is true.
Although I think it was Mark Andreessen. He had an interesting quote. He said, fitness or exercise is like a hobby or an extracurricular activity now, whereas before, like our work was exercise. So like we used to work with our hands, and like that kept us fit. And now that we don't do that largely, we have to like go to the gym and create this like secondary thing to keep our bodies in shape. And he correlated that
Interesting.
with AI. And he's like, with AI, we're not even gonna have to use our brains much. So we're gonna have to find ways to exercise our brains when our work doesn't require it, which I thought was like really interesting.
Wow. I think that's yeah, because you make a point too, because it's like we didn't really have gyms. Like they didn't have gyms in the Greek or the Roman day or like way back then and stuff in our whatever back then in history. Like we didn't have any of that stuff. So we always just worked. There was mostly farmers, right?
Yeah.
And so that makes sense because now it's just like we have to go to the gym and then, at least do so. I mean, for me, I just kind of like, sometimes I just take calls in the gym, but like just being at the gym kind of like you totally make sense with that. I love that.
Yeah. So maybe a budding industry will be like mental fitness gyms. I don't know what that would look like, but maybe we go somewhere to mentally exercise.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. I love that. So tell me about a little bit more about, the people outside your business. Who matters most to you and when like when you close the laptop at the end of the day, who do you spend time with?
Um, I'm pretty I don't know what the word is. I feel like I need more focus, but I'm pretty intentional with where I spend my time, and I probably have over optimized for work and family. So I mean that's kind of all I do is I go to work, and then I try to be home by 6 every day. I don't want my uh, you know I don't want business ambitions to get in the way of my marriage or my kids. So um, yeah, I'm home every day by 6, and I try not to work in the evenings, at least like in front of a computer. It is hard to turn it off, and I'm not always mentally present. Um, but
But at least you're aware. That's what matters most.
yeah, I'd say I'm pretty good about the laptop, the phone. I'm not good at turning this off. Um, So I need to get better at that. But yeah, no, I get home. We moved out to the country like a year and a half ago, and I get home and try to spend a few minutes with my wife because she's been dealing with the crazy. We got a 10-year-old and a 2-year-old boy. Um,
Oh wow. Okay.
so she's been dealing with them all day. So she's frazzled, and so I try to like give her space first, so that she can do what she wants to do, and so that we can
Yep.
connect. And then the boys just jump on me when I get home, but I try to give her like my first priority, and then after that, then we just go outside and run around and goof off. So I mean that's really about it. Like I've kind of said like these are my work hours, these are my family hours, and um, I don't I don't do a lot other than that.
Other than that, do
Yeah.
you like work out? Like what about like the physical side of things? Do you like do any type of sports? Like how do you take care of yourself then? I'm sure that's like another whole area too.
Yeah, there was this, I learned about this about a month ago, this concept of the four burners. If you think of like a stove,
Okay,
there's like work, family, uh, friends, and fitness. And then, you've got one pipe of gas going in there, and you can't burn them all on hot all the time. So you like gotta choose your burners. I feel like I burned the work and the family burner hottest, and now I'm trying to like increase the gas for fitness and fun.
Well, you're already you're already looks like you're already fit. Like you're not like in bad shape, I feel like. Maybe yeah, like I don't for just me seeing you, I mean like you seem like you're pretty fit.
Trying to. I mean, I work, so the mornings is when I can get workouts in. So, uh, one of the things to like kind of increase the fitness burner I've done is I drop my son off at school and then I would just go straight into work. Now I'm going like from his school to the gym and then to work. So I used to be really into cycling. So I felt like I was more fit then. But with kids, cycling is a big time commitment. So not doing a lot of that now, but yeah, I'm going to the gym. I'm doing cardio. I'm lifting. I feel like you know, I'm making a little progress. I feel like I'm gonna want to make a lot of progress, but so exercise is one thing. Like that definitely helps. Really everything in life. Like if you feel strong, it just makes everything better. But a lot of his diet. My wife,
Yep.
about 12 years ago, was diagnosed with MS, and
A
at the
mess.
time it was real scary. It kind of felt like a potential death sentence. Um, and she really like locked in on this natural remedy, um, which basically cleaned up our food,
Hmm.
our the chemicals around the house, just cleaned up a lot of stuff that we didn't know was bad. Um,
Hmm.
and within a few months, her MS symptoms had like vanished, and they really haven't come back.
Oh
Um,
wow, okay.
Huge part of that is diet.
MS, Gabe?
Yeah, multiple sclerosis.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's like a autoimmune disease where your immune system starts attacking your nervous system.
Got it. Okay.
So your nerves are kind of like wires. They've got like a conductor, and then they've got a protecting protectant sheath around it. So with MS, the your immune system attacks uh, that sheath, um,
Hmm.
and then just like electrical wires, they start misfiring. Like if you got a positive and negative wire, and they don't have a covering around them, they're gonna short.
Well, okay. Yeah, I've heard of that too. So you guys got to be really on top of your diet.
Yeah, and so she's like cleaned up our diet significantly, and that's helped a lot. Historically, like food and diet related health issues are pretty common. And so that's been a big blessing. Like it's crazy. Like it's opened my eyes up. At first, I thought it was kind of like frou-frou. I was like, yeah, I don't know that I buy all this stuff. And then when her MS symptoms went on, I was like, oh, I can't argue with that. That's remarkable. So
Okay, so you said you do some cycling, but you don't do that anymore?
not a lot. I jump on the Peloton or the spin bike. I used to be really in like 5, 6 days a week out on a road bike, riding in groups, doing some races. I don't do that a lot anymore. Um, I'd like to get back into it when I have more time, but right now is not the season for that. It
Right
can be
now it's
kind
just
of addicting.
lifting, right? It's lifting, go
Yeah.
to the gym and you do that early in the morning because I'm trying to figure out my best time right now too because I used to go early in the morning. What time do you usually go?
So on Mondays I'll go at 5:30 because my son doesn't have school on Mondays.
Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I usually go two of those days, and I'll hit it about 7:30 after I drop him off. And then we go as a family, like maybe one evening a week, and then usually one day on the weekend. So we're getting there. But mornings have always worked for me. Like it's the only time you can control like, you know, 5, 6, 7 a.m. Like there's just less stuff that distracts you than, in the evenings.
Got it. Yeah. That's always true, especially when the whole day is trying to pull you and get your attention. All the promotion, everything.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Okay. All right, so now let's talk about, what you're building right now at Factor. You know, I know that you told us a brief story about, kind of what you guys are doing and what how you're helping manufacturers. Tell me about the mission behind Factor. Where are you taking this thing?
So our mission is to help B2B manufacturers thrive. And so there's about 100,000 companies in the US that are what we call B2B manufacturers. So these are
Yep.
manufacturing suppliers that sell to what's an OEM. So in the manufacturing space, you have the consumer at the top, like that's you and me. We buy hats,
Yep.
we buy cars, we buy
Yep.
food, whatever. Those products are sold by OEMs, original equipment manufacturers. So that's like
Okay.
Chevy, that's like Tesla, that's like
Yep. Yep.
General Mills, Pfizer.
Yep.
Our clients are their supply chain. So those are machine shops, those are distributors, those are automation integrators, injection molders, fabrication shops.
Yep.
That's the supply chain. Those are our customers. We help them get more OEM customers.
Okay. Okay.
So that's kind of the landscape of our industry. And the big problem that this supply chain has is like they're awesome at the operations, they're awesome at technology, they're running great businesses, but they're mostly an engineering culture and not a sales culture. And so a lot of them, most of them don't have effective hunting functions in their business. So they're kind of reactive, like they got a big contract, they kind of thrive on that, and then if it goes away, they're laying off and selling machines, and a lot of them don't have proactive, consistent hunting to fill up the pipeline and keep new customers coming in the door. So that's the function that we fill.
That's cool. That's cool. And you guys been doing this for how many
10
years? I
years.
think 10 years. Okay. And
Yep.
what's been the hardest thing from, about getting to where you are right now since the 10 years?
Managing myself. Um, I kind of view myself as the constraint. Uh,
Hmm.
so that manifests in a lot of areas. So whether that's a learning curve I need to get through with some technical part of the business, or if a lot of it's just my leadership ability and my um, ability to scale the organization. Um, so I think, I think business is, if you could equate it to like childhood or upbringing, like when you're a baby, you don't know anything, you're helpless. And you get a little bit more independence when you're in elementary school and you start learning some stuff, but you're still kind of helpless. And then high school, you start becoming your own and figuring stuff out. And then at some point, like you mature and you really take control. I think business is somewhat similar. Like when you're starting out, you don't know what your market's going to be. You don't know
Okay.
money model and all that. So a lot of that is just like my own development, my own like mental toughness, my own thinking. Um, a lot of it is just like learning how to think better and then applying that to the business. So I would say managing myself is the biggest challenge.
When you say managing yourself, like what's it give me a kind of like an example or like just something that's what do you mean by that?
I mean, I run the business, so if it is not going well, it's 100% up to me. Um, and so in those times when things aren't going well, that it's really my fault. And so being honest with myself, it's like, well, okay, we're in a bad spot. It's my fault. What did I do to get us here? Or what did I not do?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And so like really
Reflection.
being honest with myself and
Yep.
trying to put my ego on the shelf and like um it's hard to look in the mirror. It's easier to look at other people.
Hmm.
If we could all be life coaches for coaching somebody else, but at least I struggle to do that for myself. Uh, so being self-reflective, understanding like where I went wrong, and then changing my behavior.
Hmm.
It's like, all right, I got us here. Here's why I think I did it. A lot of it, I need to talk to others to get that perspective if I can't see it
Hmm.
in myself. But like being honest about that, course correcting, and then, I mean, that's all easier to do than actually changing the root cause behavior
Hmm.
that got me there in the first place.
Hmm. Some
So,
Tony Robbins stuff right now, guys.
yeah. So I always think, really successful guys like Elon Musk or Any of these guys, like they don't have any more time in the day than I do.
And you do.
And most of these guys didn't start out with any leg up than I did. A lot of them started out worse in life than I did. So it's like, what are they doing differently? And how
Hmm.
can I learn from that? And how can I adjust
Hmm.
how I operate to
Hmm.
improve what I'm doing?
How do they think differently too? That's the one thing that I always think of, like, how do they think? That's one of my favorite quotes. It's by Dr. Wayne Dyer. It's if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And
Hmm.
that quote has like guided me on no other end, like just everywhere. I always bring it up. So 100%, Gabe.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like that.
All right, so Gabe, so I got two more questions for you. So looking ahead, what are your big goals for the next 12 months, both in business and life?
Um, so we've been building this software platform for the last couple of years. We call it Fixture. Um, and part of our business,
Nice.
what's that?
I said nice. Nice. Claude Code right there.
Yeah, unfortunately, Cloud Code came along after we'd done most of the
After, right? Of
after we'd done
course.
most of the code writing long. Um, so we built this platform. Our business, our raw material is uh, bits, not physical, metals or anything like our clients are.
Yep.
And so we use a lot of softwares and they all have constraints, whether that's cost or workflows or data limits or API call
Yep.
limits or whatnot, which
Yep.
present scaling challenges for us. So
Hmm.
a few years ago, we decided let's build our own so we don't have these constraints. And so about a year ago, we started operating on that instead of some of these external systems.
Yep.
Um, and so then, and that's going well. And so we built a client side of it so that our system and our client system can marry up and be more of a fluid process. And so,
That's
uh,
the best too. Like APIs, API integration to let the systems talk to each other better.
yeah, so we're almost done with our API integration, but we built a client uh, a client portal. So basically, like the system will be one, but like we'll be on in one room of the system and they'll be in another room of the system, but they'll be
Okay.
accessing the same processes in the same database.
Got it.
Um, so big initiative is to get that ramped up for all of our clients, get them on it, get the roadmap built, and start commercializing it. So we're really excited about that. That's going to revolutionize how we serve our clients. So that's a big goal, business wise for this year. Uh, family wise, so I get I guess my goals for my family are just to like be the best husband I can be, serve my wife well, be the best dad I can be, um, and be available for my boys. Um, my 10-year-old and I have been building a cabin. And so one of the goals is to finish that. Now my 2-year-old starting to go out there with us and he doesn't really help, but he likes to
Hmm.
get out now. But so that's a goal for this year is just finish that cabin project. And then for my wife, she likes to travel. So she's got a few travel goals.
Cool. Nice. Nice. All right. And then the other question is, and I think you already answered this. I was going to say one of the biggest challenges you guys have been navigating in your business, but you said it was managing yourself. That was the biggest one right now. So I think we could just skip that one. All right. So, all right. Okay. So before we wrap up, and by the way, this is Gabe Draper, ladies and gentlemen. Where can people find you and what are you working on that you want people to know about besides the software? Or is it just the software?
Uh, we're working on a lot of stuff. They can find me on LinkedIn, Gabe Draper. My email is gabe@factormfg.com. Uh,
Yep.
that's factor with a U, not an O. Um, so yeah, I mean, we're working on amping up the revenue generation for our clients. I mean, that's what our North Star is. Like we need to deliver new customers for them faster.
Yep.
We need to deliver more volume. bigger orders from the OEMs. So that's what we're constantly trying to amp up is like, let's drive value bigger and faster.
Nice, nice. All right, Gabe. This has been a great conversation. By the way, first off, just I appreciate you being so open and honest and real, this whole conversation. I love the way you think, because I love the way you're just spitting out quotes left and right. Like I could just tell that you're very educated, especially with all the biblical quotes, because it just keeps your mindset, right, and you can quote from it, and then keeps your values grounded. So, to everyone tuning in, thanks for being here. If this resonated with you, share it with a business owner in your life who needs to hear it. Until next time, keep pushing forward in faith, fitness, family, and mission. Gabe, really appreciate you, man. This was a great one.
Yeah, enjoyed it. Thanks, Jake.